Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to the 10th of September. And we'll be able to extend that beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles because they run around a couple of weeks. Have a look at CFS2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that's going to get us towards the last stages of September. I'll get on with that for you in a moment. To say that the first video today was our 6 CM upload. So check out that one if you'd like to do that. Please like, share, subscribe on the video. Thank you so very much for doing that, everybody. There'll be a video coming up later on this evening, just explaining what's going to go into the winter forecast. So that will be coming up on the channel this evening. Check that one out a little bit later on. Hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. Thank you so much everybody for tuning in. Right, to start off in the tropical Atlantic, we've got more disturbance areas. So we've got another yellow X that has appeared up here, further northwards in the Atlantic Ocean. That's disturbance 3, with a 30% chance of cyclone formation over the next 2 days and a 50% chance of cyclone formation over the next 5 days. We've also got that disturbance area just there, which is disturbance 2. That one's got a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 40% chance in the next 5 days. And then, of course, we've got the orange X that we're keeping a close eye on. That is disturbance 1, with a 60% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, and an 80% chance, very high chance, in the next 5 days. Shower and thunderstorm activity associated with an area of low pressure located 700 miles east of Lesser Antilles has continued to increase and become more concentrated overnight. However, recent satellite wind data indicate that the circulation remains elongated. Whoops, what's happening there? So all of a sudden that's refreshed and everything's gone orange, right. Okay, that doesn't happen very often, so I better do all of that again then. I think, thank you National Hurricane Centre. Right, forget that, we're going to start again. Right, so we've got this new orange X that has appeared up here, which is disturbance 3. Now, with a 60% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 70% chance, wow, they've really upgraded that, haven't they? In the next 5 days, an area of low pressure is formed along a decaying frontal zone over the central subtropical Atlantic, about 850 miles west-southwest of the westernmost Azores. Environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for development, and a tropical or subtropical depression is likely to form in the next few days while the system drifts generally eastward. Wow. And then we've got disturbance 2, which has been upgraded to a 40% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 50% chance in the next 5 days. Right, and then back to disturbance 1. Where did I get to with that? So I think we got to the Lesser Antilles, didn't we? I'll do it again. Shower and thunderstorm activity associated with an area of low pressure located 700 miles east of Lesser Antilles has changed little this morning, although environmental conditions are only marginally conducive. Additional gradual development of this system is expected, and a tropical depression is likely to form within the next couple of days. The disturbance is forecast to move slowly toward the west-northwest, toward the adjacent waters of the North Leeward Islands. 80% chance that that's going to become a tropical storm or possibly even hurricane in the next 5 days. So after a really slow start to this season, things are clearly now livening up, and of course we will keep a close eye on all of the developments. Essentially, temperature is currently standing at 18.8, which is 3 degrees above the 61-1990 average. That is provisional to yesterday, to the 30th of the month of August. So this is going to be the hottest month of the summer. We're clearly going to be July's 18.2, which was a very hot month in its own right, let's not forget. It's very unusual to have such a hot July and then beat it with an even hotter August, but we're going to do that this summer. August 2022 will be the first August since 2003, 19 years ago, to have an 18 Celsius plus CET. And we'll find out either tomorrow or maybe Friday when we update this, exactly where the central temperature is coming in, you know, for August 2022. Be interesting to see the finalised finished number. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles that go at Sheffield today. So the red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Sheffield. We're starting off near normal at the moment. The upper air temperatures are going to rise as we get into the weekend, but it's associated with a breakdown to the dry weather into next week, going back closer to average, and then maybe go a little bit cooler than average as we go into the second week of September. The main story about is precipitation-wise. So a lot of dry weather continuing for the rest of the working week. Today, tomorrow, Friday, a lot of dry weather, but over the weekend into next week, increasingly unsettled trends with some quite big precipitation spikes there, bringing heavy showers, maybe long spells of rain, and possibly even thunderstorms. And into the second week of September, the unsettled weather might go on, although it does look a little bit drier the second week of September compared to the first week of the month. Temperature anomalies from the 30th of August to the 8th of September are going to be above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 31st of August to 8th of September are coming out wetter than normal in many central, northern and western regions. Still a little bit on the dry and average side for East Anglia and the southeast. I reckon even there, though, we will probably see things trending wetter over the next few days with these anomaly maps. We should wait and see. Latest info on that from earthnoschool.net shows we're bringing in easterly winds again today, with high pressure still in control, but high pressure will be weakening over the coming days. And by the time it's really Saturday, as we see here with UK Met Euro Run, midnight on Saturday, we are under a trough of low pressure then, so the case of showers becoming increasingly widespread through the weekend, and then as these secondary areas of low pressure come in from the west and southwest, turning wet and windy probably by the early part of next week, and these unsettled conditions then will carry on into the middle of next week too, low pressure just to the west of Ireland. Icon looks like that again. Trough of low pressure developing over the country over the weekend and into next week. Increasingly wet and windy with this area of low pressure from Monday into Tuesday. Could be some very wet weather across many parts of the country indeed. And then further showers, if not longer spells of rain, as we get into the middle of next week. There's an area of low pressure down here. That'll just there lurking to the southwest approaches. That might bring some very unsettled weather indeed around mid next week. I think that has got some subtropical characteristics possibly, and it does look as though that could be heading in our direction. So let's just put in a question mark, but if it does come our way, that could bring some very wet and windy weather with it indeed through the middle of next week. GFS midnight run, again, trough of low pressure is developing over the top of the country at the weekend, so that will bring an increasing risk of heavy showers, maybe thunderstorms as well. And then into next week, this area of low pressure could bring like proper outbreaks of heavy rain across many parts of the country. Heavy and persistent rain is likely there. That low pressure stays with us over the top of the country through the middle part of next week. Further showers, if not longer spells of rain to come, an ex-hurricane or something in the North Atlantic there as well by Friday the 9th of September, heading up towards day 10. That area of low pressure is also going up to Greenland and starting to build this ridge to the east of it. So higher pressure begins to build around day 10, 9, 10, 11, moves in over the country. This is quite a cool ridge though, so it's not bringing a return to hot weather, but it is bringing a return to drier weather on this GFS run through the middle part of September. By the very end of the GFS midnight run, the ridges begin to break down again as the lower pressure starts moving in from off the Atlantic. GFS 6 looks like that again. We've got trough of low pressure developing around the country through the weekend. That will bring heavy showers, if not thunderstorms, with it into next week, looking rather wet and windy. Into the second half of next week, there is the remains of that tropical storm and or hurricane in the North Atlantic. This has got some subtropical features as well, I reckon. As we move up towards day 10, we look like that. So a different route for that area of low pressure. The remains of that hurricane heading towards the Azores, actually. At the same time, I've got high pressure just out to our north and northwest. That's bringing like quite a cool north or northeasterly type wind. In the extended range, we have high pressure out to west-northwest, and we bring down quite cool winds from the north or from the northeast. And then the high pressure ridges in over the top of the country, turning us mostly dry. But again, it's not hot. It's not a hot ridge. It's quite a cool ridge, actually. Though at very least that will get some quite cool overnight frost. But maybe a trend here for the second week of September, something just a little bit dry. I'll have to wait to see about that. GM, once again, if you enjoyed the video, by the way, please like, share, subscribe. We are grinding to 14,400 subscribers now, 15k our ultimate target, of course, at the moment. So if you can you please give us a sub? Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Tell friends and family to subscribe as well. It's amazing. It's incredible. And thank you so very much for doing that. Right, the GM, again, low pressure developing through the country during the middle part of next week. When I talk about during the weekend, bring heavy showers and long spells of rain. Then into next week, further areas of low pressure rotating around the country, knocking around the country, bringing further showers, if not long spells of heavy and thundery rain, all the way up to day 10, looking rather showery and a little bit on the cool side, and the GM also moving that ex-hurricane into the North Atlantic there by day 10. And then lastly, we've got the ECM WF, which looks like this, turning showery over the weekend, with low pressure bringing heavy showers and thunderstorms. And then this next area of low pressure could bring more general wet and windy weather to many parts of the country through the early part of next week. Keep a close eye on this area of low pressure in the southwest approaches. That's one that Icon has. To southwest, around 180 hours. Look what the ECM does with that. By day 10, moves it into the country as an area of low pressure, but it is a very deep area of low pressure. So that sort of gives me Hurricane Charlie type vibes. Anybody's old enough to remember Hurricane Charlie in 1986, August Bank Holiday Weekend, 1986. That gives me those sort of vibes. It's a synoptic outline, so it's unlikely to verify. But if it did, it would bring very, very wet and stormy, windy weather, to England and Wales in particular. It's actually where we need the rain. Would bring it, big rainfalls there around day 10. It's an outlier. There aren't many other model runs doing that. Icon flirts with it at 180 hours though, so need to keep an eye on it. But at the moment, that is a bit of an outlier and is unlikely to verify. Check out the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com. So increasing risk of showers breaking out as we come to the end of the week and into the weekend. Heavy showers and or thunderstorms, wet and windy there by the early part of next week, and then further showers likely through the middle part of the week. And then, look what happens. In comes the remains of that ex-tropical storm or whatever it is. And yeah, that brings some extremely wet weather to England and Wales in particular by day 10. That is midnight on the 10th of September. Looking very, very wet. Bit of a washout. And stormy too. Very tight packed ice bars wrapped around that area of low. These are the ups on the table with the ECM ensemble today for day 10, which gets us to the 10th of September. From the isolated vessels, 22 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure blocking to our northwest. Low pressure is in across the north and west of Europe. That looks quite unsettled, especially for England and Wales. 18 with high pressure around Iceland and Greenland, some sort of low towards Denmark. So that's cool but drier with that one. And then 11, including the control and the operation run, with deep low pressure close to the country, high pressure up towards Greenland, Iceland again. That is the wettest and potentially stormiest scenario. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. And this one will get us to the 15th of September, mid-month. 17 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure over top of the country. So mostly likely to be very unsettled. 17 with a ridge just to our east and some lower pressure out to west will bring up like a southerly flow with that, so that's turning drier and warmer. And then 17 with high pressure towards Greenland and a ridge around France, low pressure in the Atlantic and over Scandinavia. Very complicated pattern. Those two ridges might be getting together to form an area of high pressure, but we'll have to wait to see about that. Finally, the surface B2 is a 500 millibar high tsunami break down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 31st of August to 6th of September. The coming week will have low pressure just to the west-southwest. High pressure will be away to the northwest. So obviously that's going to be turning unsettled and brings the wettest weather into the south and west. Into week 2, which is going to be the 7th to the 13th of September. Again, above average heights, high pressure away towards Greenland and Iceland, low pressure in across the south and also to our east. So once more, that is quite unsettled and quite cool as well, as we've been wind in from the northeast. Week 3 sees a change, bit of a twist here with CFS 14, so change of September going back to higher pressure. Then higher pressure coming back in week 3. And that's a cooler ridge as well. So it is turning dry, but it's a relatively cool ridge. And then week 4, the high pressure goes on. So the second half of September is much drier with this CFS run. 21st, 27th of September, high pressure ridges in off the Atlantic into west and also into the north of Europe. That will bring a dry and perhaps relatively warm, actually, end to September. But that's changing run by run for CFS at the moment, day by day, so I think I have to stay pretty cautious on that. Right, if you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, subscribe, thank you so much everybody doing that. Don't forget to your friends and family to subscribe as well. Drop a comment and let us know whether you think listen to all of our videos. And we thank you so very much for doing that. Right then, so we'll be back later on telling you what's going to be coming up in the winter, or updates and forecast, what goes into winter forecast. That'll be coming up to you this evening, tell you what's coming up tomorrow. So you're going to have a 6 AM upload, we'll have the European hour and the 10-14 day as well, so keep checking back to the channel for more. But for this 10-14 day, that's all for now, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.